everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope you all are doing happy and doing blessed and doing safe. Welcome to your Geek Report for the week of January 22nd through the 29th, 2024. We're going to start off in TV and movie news. And our first bit of news is that The Bad Batch, the final season, has dropped the final trailer. We're going to kind of talk about that, just see what I've noticed in the trailer. Now, please take note that I've only seen season 1 of The Bad Batch, maybe half of season 2, if I remember correctly. So I've only seen maybe half of season 2 of The Bad Batch, and there's 3 seasons, okay? So in this next season that's coming up, it's going to be the 4th and final season. So we're going to kind of look at The Bad Batch trailer for the final season that's coming up, and we're going to kind of look over what's all going on. I'll give you some of my opinions on it, okay? In other news, Foggy Nelson and Karen Page were seen on the set of Daredevil Born Again. That's the new Daredevil movie. It is being played by the same people as it was played by in the original Netflix series. So we're going to kind of talk about that a little bit and what I think this means, not just for the Netflix shows and them migrating over to the MCU, but what this could mean for some other hardcore heroes as well. Also, in late breaking news, and this happened just as I was getting ready to stream this and record this, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire has dropped a brand new trailer. This is a little bit longer, not a whole lot, but a little bit longer than their original trailer. We're going to look at it, and I'm going to kind of give you some of my opinions on it, basically. And in other news, and this isn't for our anime fans out there, Demon Slayer is getting a movie release date and a world tour, which is going to be very interesting. And also, Rise of the Shield Hero Season 4 is officially in production. So sit back, relax, grab yourself something to eat, grab yourself something to drink, and let's look at the Geek Report for the week of January 22nd through the 29th, 2024. So let's get started with our TV and movie news. And this past week, we got a new trailer for the final season of The Bad Batch. Now, I'm going to show you the trailer. Now, but please keep in mind, I've only seen all of season 1 and maybe half of season 2 of The Bad Batch, okay? So that's as far as my intelligence goes in terms of The Bad Batch, besides hearing what other people have said. So please keep that in mind. But we're going to look at this trailer, and throughout the trailer, I'm going to kind of give you some of my thoughts and opinions on this final trailer for The Bad Batch.
Hold on! We've got troopers up top. We're running out of road!
Not exactly a stealth exit, boys.
Let's move!
I thought that the end of the war would mean an end to losing more of our brothers.
Now, I heard about this. This was supposed to be the death of Tech, one of the main members of the Bad Batch. I did not see this. Okay, I heard about it. But here's the thing. I don't think he's dead. Okay. Now, with the 4th season coming up, all bets are off. It's the final season, so all bets are off. But I just don't think that Tech is dead, okay? I think that either he had a miraculous save at the end, some type of miraculous save. That's one of my theories, that at the very end he has some type of miraculous save, or somehow the team came back and rescued him somehow, okay? Where he was captured and rescued, okay? Either way, I just don't think he's dead. Now, I've heard some theories that they might try to zombify him or make him some kind of clone experiment or something along those lines. I just don't see that. I think at most they would have captured him, okay? But I do think that Tech is still alive. I don't think he's dead. A lot of people are saying he's dead. A lot of people think he's alive. I'm in the alive camp, okay? I think he is alive. I think that either he's really hurt or he's captured, okay? So that's where my thinking is at the moment when it comes to Tech.
I was wrong. We can't just walk away. Not with the Empire imprisoning the kid.
Now, here we see Omega back. And there's the sniper. If you remember in the first season and part of the second season, he was really the main guy they were going after. He was training a new group of stormtroopers. And I think this scene that we saw here was the beginning of the clone elimination. If you know anything about Star Wars lore, let me just kind of give you a refresher. Okay, there was the Clone Wars. That was the prequel series, episodes 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that was the prequel series. At the end of Revenge of the Sith, the Republic fell and the Empire rose. In between, Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, when we first met Luke Skywalker, we see that the clone troopers have been replaced by stormtroopers. Okay, now here's the thing: those stormtroopers are not clones. They were trained by the clones, and then those people were trained to stormtroopers, okay? So they were not clones, from what I understand, okay? It's been a while since I've delved this deep into it. But sometime between that, they started a clone elimination project where they basically were replacing all the Army, Navy, all that with, instead of clones, they used someone else. Okay, they use actual people, training them, military academies, all that. So I think that's what we're seeing right here is the beginning of the elimination of the clones. Okay, I think that's what we're seeing right here. And, we see one of the original members of the Bad Batch, the sniper, who was basically their enemy for the first season and also for the second season, where he's basically, held hostage there. He's basically captive. And he's probably going to be one of those that dies. I full on see that. But yeah, I think this whole scene here where we saw Omega walking and her going by a group of clones, I think that's the beginning of the elimination of the clone troopers. I think that's the beginning of the wiping out of the clones altogether.
Secure.
Now, this scene is very interesting to me, and let me explain why this scene is so interesting to me. So, this scene is very interesting because if you look in the background, those are not normal clone troopers. Those are either Republic commandos or they're ARC troopers, okay? Now, if you've ever played the game Republic Commando, or if you've ever read the books by Karen Travis called the Republic Commando series of books, basically, a lot of stuff happened there concerning a group of Republic commandos. I have to wonder if they ain't going to make the Republic Commando stuff, this game as well as the books, canon. I'm starting to think they are, just because we're going to see that image again in this trailer on down the line. But I have to wonder if they ain't going to do that. And if they are they going to do a lot of the characters? And I'm trying to say this where I won't spoil you from the book, okay? But a lot of stuff happened in those books. A lot of stuff was revealed, not only about the Jedi, but the clones, and also a lot of relationships were really solidified in those books between clones and Jedi, okay? So I have to kind of wonder if they're not subtly telling us, hey, we're making the Republic Commando books canon now. Okay, and if they can make those canon, what else can they make canon as well? I just think it's really interesting what they're doing here.
Her in a cell.
Now, here they're scanning Omega. I got a theory about this scene right here. I've got a pretty decent theory about it. We've always known Omega was different. See, if you've never seen the Bad Batch, okay, so basically, Omega was a straight-up clone of Jango Fett, okay? But instead of being male, she's female, okay? Now, there's always been something that sets her apart from the other clones. Not just the fact that she's female, not just the fact that she is, a straight-up replication of Jango Fett, okay? I have to, and this is a theory out there. But what if Omega is the first clone born with the Force? Okay. There was a reason why the Kaminoans who made all the clones kept her hidden. Okay. And it wasn't just because she was a straight up replication of Jango Fett. there has to be another reason why they kept her. I mean, there has to be a straight up reason why they kept her hidden. Okay. And maybe this was explained in season 3. Maybe this was explained in the other half of season 2. But I have to wonder if she don't have the Force. Now, if this comes out, like if this actually comes out and I did not see it, fine. I will full on accept that. But I have to wonder, does she have the Force? And maybe that's what they need her so badly for. Because if she is a clone and she can have the Force, does that mean that the Force can be cloned into other clones? So I have to wonder if that's what's going on here. That Omega was somehow cloned with the ability to tap into the Force. And that's what Palpatine wants her for. That's what all these Imperial scientists are hunting her down for. Because she is the first clone born with the Force. Which I think would be a very interesting twist. Now, maybe that was announced in season 3. I don't know. I've not seen season 3. I've not seen the back half of season 2. I really need to find a way to see that, because I really don't want to have to pay for Disney Plus. But I mean, if it comes out, that would be a very interesting twist on a lot of things, and it'll be one more step towards, making a lot of stuff that happened in Republic Commando series of books canon. Okay, I can't really tell you what I'm talking about without spoiling the books, but let's just say that that something happened in those books that kind of explains a few things about the connection between Jedi and Commandos, and also relationships were solidified, and it involves the Force. Okay, so I'm kind of wondering if maybe perhaps she's the first clone to be born with the Force or be created with the Force, which I think would be very interesting.
Omega's been waiting for us a long time. Our mission is not over yet.
There is nothing of greater importance to secure the future of this empire.
Now, we just saw Palpatine there. I think that he is really going to take center stage and going after the Bad Batch, okay? He's always been in the background, okay, running things, forming this empire. But now I think that if my theory about Omega is true, he's really going to take center stage and try to find Omega to, I guess, rebuild the Sith Empire or something like that. Okay, we could be seeing that, where he's trying to find Omega to where he can basically rebuild the Sith and maybe even remove the rule of 2. In the Sith world, which are basically evil Jedi, let's just call them evil Jedi. The Sith always had a rule 2, where there was a master and an apprentice. What if Palpatine is trying to break that rule with Omega by giving certain stormtroopers the power of the Force? What if that's what they need Omega for? Is because she has the ability to give people the ability to tap into the Force with her blood or something. Now, I know that's just a theory. I know it's kind of out there, but maybe that was explained in season 2 and season 3, and I didn't see it. But that's where I feel this trailer is going. That is not only talking about Omega, but the Force. Okay, and and I just got that feeling. You know what I'm saying? That somehow, some way, the Omega and the Force are kind of linked. In season 1, they weren't, but now I'm getting the feeling that something is going on, and I bet you it has something to do with the Force.
Whatever is needed to accomplish this goal, you will have it.
They are coming.
Now there you saw something right there. Let me see right there. There's another image of the Republic Commando. Okay, that blue visor thing. Okay, that's why I'm starting to believe a lot that they're going to canonize the Republic Commando stuff. not just the game, but the books as well. Okay, because we keep seeing this image. Okay, and I think we saw it in one of the episodes of season 1 or the first part of season 2 of the Bad Batch, where there was a couple of Republic commandos when they were breaking into a base or something. I believe that's what happened. I'm not entirely sure about that. But yeah, like, we keep seeing that image, and I have to wonder, are they getting ready to canonize the Republic Commando stuff? Now, there you saw an old friend. Let me go back here. There you saw Cad Bane. All right. No, we saw Cad Bane in the Book of Boba Fett live action. Now we're seeing him here. If I remember correctly, Cad Bane trained Boba Fett. So I'm kind of wondering if when we see him here, he's not in the process of training Boba. Okay. So could we be looking at a young Boba Fett as well? I doubt it, but it is a possibility. But yeah, Cad Bane is going to be in on this.
For all of you.
Give us a real challenge. Everyone, down!
We're not big on following orders.
I wasn't planning on killing you, but you're making it very tempting.
Now, that right there is really interesting, because if I can get a decent picture of her. Okay, so apparently this Jedi right here is Asajj Ventress, okay? Apparently, from what I understand, there's a book called Dark Disciple. I've never read it. But she apparently died in that book. And a lot of people are speculating that this is retconning that death. Okay? They're removing that death. And a lot of people liked how she died in Dark Disciple. So that is also a possibility. I want retcon. If retcons are needed, I can understand them. Okay, as long as they make sense. Okay, and I don't know, just a lot of this stuff. It's like they're trying to turn back a bunch of mistakes they've made. Okay, I'm getting that feeling from this trailer. Now, maybe I'm being a little hopeful, but yeah, I'm getting the feeling from this trailer that they're trying to reverse a lot of mistakes they've made in terms of story and storylines and stuff. And there you have it. 3-episode premiere on February 21st, which would mean it'll be around an hour and 30 minutes for the 3-episode premiere. I think the February 21st reveal day is a pretty decent reveal day. It's not before the Super Bowl when everyone's getting ready for the Super Bowl, but it's also not too close after when everyone's kind of getting over the Super Bowl. So yeah, it's a pretty decent reveal day. Let me say I like this trailer, okay, and I have a lot of hope for this because I get a couple of, and I'm just kind of go back to what I was saying earlier. First off, it feels like they're trying to canonize the Republic Commando without actually having to address it, okay? It feels like the stuff in the Republic Commando series of books, they're actually trying to canonize. Secondly, there's something going on with Omega. Now, maybe this was explained in season 1 through 3, and I didn't see it. But I have to wonder if it doesn't involve the Force, because not only did we see Omega, but we saw Palpatine a lot. So yeah, like, I kind of get the feeling that the fact they put Omega so close to the scenes with Palpatine is really telling us that maybe Omega is the first clone born with the Force. Okay, that's the impression I'm getting. Okay, and that's why they want Omega so bad. That's why they were scanning her and all this other stuff. Because maybe she's the first clone actually created with the ability to tap into the Force. Okay? So I have to wonder about that. because they put the scenes with Omega really close to the scenes with Palpatine. Now, maybe this was explained in the first 3 seasons, okay? I will full on admit that. But if she was, then maybe that's why Palpatine wants her so bad. Because she was born with the ability to tap into the Force, and she is a clone. She's a straight-up clone of Jango Fett. Just like Baba was. The only difference here is that Omega was born female, where all the other clones were born male. So, no, I have to wonder if they made that change. Could they have also set it up to where she was born with the Force? You know, just by the fact that her scenes are so close to Palpatine's. I mean, there's that scene where she's being scanned and you can hear Palpatine coming down immediately after and talking about how it's important that nothing else is for the Empire. Okay. So I have to wonder about that. Okay. Another thing is, I don't think Tech is dead. Okay. I really don't think Tech is dead. I think he's still alive, and he's either seriously injured or he's been captured. Okay. I do not think he's dead. Okay. But I also don't think he got out of this unscathed either. All right. I did not see what happened to him. I heard about it, but I did not see it. So I have to wonder, you know, is he still alive and all that? But my feeling is that he ain't dead, that he's probably still alive, and that he's probably hurt. Okay? Either hurt or captured. The one big question I have about that is the whole Azagi Ventress thing. Okay? Why are they retconning her death? Is it for a good purpose? All right? Like, if it's for a good purpose, then so be it, you know? I mean, if it's going to serve the story, then so be it. If not, why are they doing it? You know what I'm saying? I have to wonder about that, because from what I understand, a lot of people like Dark Disciple, and they thought it gave her a good death. So why would you retcon a good death for a bad life? You know, that's my thinking. But anyway, that was the trailer for The Bad Batch. It's coming out on February 21st. It is going to be the final season. It's going to be season 4. If I can get it back here. And that's basically the trailer for it. You know, just those are just my thoughts on it. Like I said before, I'm getting a couple of feelings in terms of Omega, in terms of Tech, in terms of the Republic Commando stuff, and Asajj Ventress. But it is coming out on February 21st. Does this make me want to get Disney Plus? Because right now, I don't have Disney Plus. I don't have Hulu. Let me say this. This trailer looked good. It looked nice. It looked great. Okay? Full on. Here's the thing, though. With everything going on behind the scenes that we're now hearing about, just everything going on behind the scenes, what's going on behind the scenes counteracts what's going on here. Okay? So while, yes, I want to see this final season, yes, I want to see what's going on here, with everything going on behind the scenes, no, it ain't enough to get me to get Disney Plus. Okay? Just because I know Disney's track record at this point. If you could sit there and mess up Ahsoka, by all accounts, I didn't see Ahsoka, but if you could sit there and mess up Ahsoka, then you can mess this up. Okay? So, yeah, like, if you can mess up Ahsoka, you can mess this up. All right? Now, maybe I'm wrong, okay? And I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong, okay? But the feeling I'm getting is that what I talked about earlier, okay? That, you know, Tech ain't dead, Omega has the Force, that the Republic Commando stuff is being canonized. But as far as me wanting to get the Disney Plus back just for the Bad Batch, no, it ain't enough. Because there's so much stuff going on behind the scenes with the proxy fight and shareholders and just all that nonsense. It ain't enough for me to get back to this. It ain't enough. Okay? Because if you can sit there and mess up Ahsoka, which should have been an easy win. Ahsoka should have been an easy win. But if you can sit there and mess up Ahsoka, then this will not be hard to mess up either. So now let's move on to our next news story, and that is we got some news from the world of Daredevil. This past week, Karen Page and Foggy Nelson were seen on the set of Daredevil Born Again, and they were played by Eldon Henson and Deborah Ann Wolfe, who played Foggy and Karen from the original series. Now, this is some video from it. I'm not going to show you the video, but I am going to kind of speed through it and kind of give you an idea. Now, right there, you see Charlie Cox on the left. You see Deborah Ann Wolfe on the right, and you see Eldon Henson right here in the middle. All right, and those are Charlie Cox plays Matt Murdock, Eldon Henson plays Foggy Nelson, and Deborah Ann Wolfe plays Karen Page. If you remember the old Netflix series, okay, those were the big three, what they call the big three of the Daredevil show. And I really do think that this is another indicator that they are bringing the Netflix Daredevil show for now, the Daredevil show for now, to the MCU, okay? Now, this is just my theory, and this is just my conspiracy theory, okay? We've seen them bring Kingpin, okay, in the both Hawkeye and Echo series. Now, and we saw them bring Matt Murdock in from the Cold in the She-Hulk series, okay, played by Charlie Cox. My theory is this, is if they really are going to do a continuation of the Netflix series, okay, which is entirely possible. If they were smart, they would, okay. Full on, if they're smart, they would. But if they're going to do a continuation, let's say they are going to do a continuation of the Netflix series, okay, the best option would be to use the snap. And that's my theory right now. And that the way they're bringing Matt Murdock into the Netflix stuff, from the Netflix to Disney stuff, is they're going to use the snap where he and maybe a whole bunch of other people, perhaps even the big three, you know, Karen Page, Foggy Nelson, were snapped away. And when they came back, they have to kind of rebuild everything. They have to literally rebuild everything. That's my big on theory right now, is that right now, that's my theory, that, you know, Charlie Cox, Eldon Henson, Deborah Ann Wolfe, you know, Daredevil, Matt Murdock, Foggy Nelson, Karen Page, are basically, when they start this, they're basically trying to rebuild their lives after the snap. That's my overall thinking of it, if they're going to do a continuation of the Netflix show. Now, there is no indication they are. They could just be using these three because everyone knows them and it's going to be a brand new series, okay? Full on admit that. But if they're smart, they'll do a continuation of Netflix stuff. Netflix stuff. Ugh. Here's the thing, though. If they do a continuation of Netflix stuff, I think it does open the path to Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. I mean, I've already heard stuff about there being a female Iron Fist, which I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. Okay, it opens the door for the Netflix stuff. We already know from and I'll scroll up here, Punisher, Bullseye is from the Netflix show is going to be on here. Okay, from the original Netflix show, we've got Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil. We've got Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays Kingpin. We've got, I forgot that dude's name, but he played the Punisher. And we got the original Bullseye, okay? Every indication is that this is going to be a continuation of the Netflix show. And if they could do it here, they could do it with Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Iron Fist, and maybe even do that rumored Daughters of the Dragon show that everyone was talking about a long time ago. Okay? I think that's what they're going for. And their best option to do that is with the snap. Okay? I think that is their best option in terms of bringing all the Netflix stuff over to Disney Plus, which they already have the Netflix shows on Disney Plus, okay? But to really bring it into the MCU, do it with the snap, okay? Say that all the Defenders were snapped away, and now they're trying to rebuild their lives. basically a reset. That's my impression I'm getting. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but that's my impression I'm getting. Just because they're using the same, from what I understand, they're using the same crews from the Netflix show. They're using a lot of the same actors. Okay, I mean we've already seen Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin on Echo and Hawkeye. We've seen Charlie Cox as Daredevil on She-Hulk. Okay, we've not seen Punisher at Bullseye yet, or Karen Page or Foggy Nelson, but maybe this is the way they introduce them. Okay, I just feel that they are doing a continuation of the Netflix stuff. Okay, and that and if there are, their best option is to use the snap. That's just my overall impression of it. But yeah, Karen Page as well as Foggy Nelson, and let me go back down here. There's Karen Page, but here's what we got right here. Karen Page and Foggy Nelson, both played by Eldon Henson and Deborah Ann Wolfe from the original Netflix show Daredevil, was seen on set of Daredevil Born Again, the new Disney Plus series coming out sometime this year. So I'm recording this in January 2024. And so far, there have been two movies that have kind of caught my eye in that I kind of want to see them. Okay. The first one being Civil War, because I'm really interested to see how they're going to come at the modern day telling of a modern day American Civil War, how they're going to do that. The second one comes out a little bit before that, and that is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Now, this is based off Ghostbusters Afterlife, okay, which is basically a sequel to the original Ghostbusters films. This has nothing to do with the 2016 remake a while back. This is another sequel to the original Ghostbusters films, okay, in the 80s, all right? And it basically focuses on the children and grandchildren of Egon Spengler as they basically become Ghostbusters. And it has all the original Ghostbusters, except for Egon, of course. You know, he died a couple years ago. But it has all the original Ghostbusters in it. And they're taking it back to New York. So let's check out the trailer, and I'll give you some of my thoughts on the trailer.
I've been waiting 40 years for this. They called themselves Ghostbusters. According to these hacks, they saved the world. No eyewitnesses. And who is found to carry the torch? Descendants of Egon Spengler. You have a miner hanging out the side of a moving vehicle, firing a laser gun indiscriminately.
Okay, first off, we all know who this guy is. And please don't tell me he's the mayor. Please don't tell me this hack became the mayor. Okay? Because if you ever saw Ghostbusters 1, everyone was telling him, don't press that button and shut down the containment field. And what does he do? He presses the button and shuts it down. And releases all the ghosts in New York City and nearly revives Gozer. Okay? So, yeah. Please don't tell me this guy is the mayor of New York. Please do not tell me this guy has become the mayor of New York. I really don't want that.
Has a proton pack.
It's completely safe.
I wouldn't say completely safe.
The Ghostbusters are finished.
Right, well, overruled.
Sustained.
Thank you.
You the weird guy who buys strange old things?
Correct.
Here's Ray, and I guess he's changed his bookstore into kind of like where you bring in like weird stuff and he buys it. So I guess it's kind of like a paranormal one-stop shop sort of thing. Because he used to have a bookstore. But now I think it's changed into something else.
On both counts.
Buddy, you just hit the jackpot.
What is it?
Better question is, what's inside of it?
The parables tell of an unimaginable evil commanding an army of ghosts. With the power to kill by fear itself.
Like, literally scared to death?
We might be looking at a second ice age.
Let me just say, it looks so good having New York back. You know, being back in New York City again.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Let's get to work.
And there you saw Ernie Hudson. Let me go back here for a second. There you saw Ernie Hudson, and I can't remember what character he plays, but he was one of the original Ghostbusters. There you saw Ray Stantz, Dan Aykroyd back. You're going to see the other Ghostbuster come back here in a little bit. But yeah, they're bringing the crew back together. You know, old crew bringing in the new crew. That's how it should be. Okay, that's how it really should be when you're trying to bring a new generation into any type of universe or anything.
Can I be of any help? Melnitz in uniform. Yes.
Now, I want to go back for a second to that right there, because that looks like a new designed proton pack right there. Okay, it doesn't look like the original proton pack. That looks like a brand new design. So I have to wonder if that's some kind of brand new design proton pack. Another thing I just noticed, and I just remembered, if y'all remember in Ghostbusters 1, the first ghost they like examined or was looking at was in the public library, and it was that woman. I can't think. I don't remember what they called her. But this looks like her when she was going after the Ghostbusters. So I'm wondering if they're going back to that again.
If there's something strange.
And there's the Stay Puft, but he ain't as big as he used to be. But he's coming back in this.
If there's something weird, who are people going to call?
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
We're the Ghostbusters. Can I tell you something else? What? Buster makes me feel good. It makes me feel good.
Heads up. Tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock.
Okay, let me just say this. Why does everyone have to have a drone? Okay? The Ghostbusters now have a drone. Okay, that's all we need. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it seems like everyone and their uncle has a drone nowadays. And you probably missed it, but let me see if I can't go back here. And Slimer's back. So we're getting the return of Slimer, okay? Which I'm not complaining about. Slimer was a great ghost in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That was Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. It was a trailer for it anyway. I mean, this is one of my movies that I want to go see this year, okay? This is full on one of the movies I want to go see this year. Let me try to rewind this back some. So, yeah, this is one of the movies I want to go see this year, okay? So far in January, okay? Now, that could change as the year progresses. But so far in January 2024, there's only 2 movies I really want to go see. And understand something. If I want to go see a movie, I literally have to travel 50 miles to go see a movie because all the movie theaters are closed in my neck of the woods. Okay? So either I stream it or I have to travel 50 miles to do it. And I don't like streaming, so I have to travel 50 miles. Okay? But yeah, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is one of those movies I want to see. Okay? As well as Civil War, okay? But Ghostbusters Frozen Empire looks great, okay? They now got drones, okay? And it seems like everyone and their uncle has a drone nowadays. But even the Ghostbusters have drones. They have a capture thing as part of a drone, okay? They've got what looks like a new proton pack. If I can find it here, I'm going to try and find it. No, that ain't it. That ain't it. I saw it earlier. If I can just find it. It looked like a new proton pack. Let's see if this is it right here. Yeah, right there. That looks like a brand new design proton pack. Okay, maybe I'm crazy, but that's what it looks like. It looks like a newly designed proton pack. Okay? Or maybe it's a proton pack without the shielding. But it looks like a brand newly designed proton pack. Okay? And I just found out today another trailer came out, an international trailer, and I'll talk about that one next week, that shows even more. Okay? But yeah, like, I am super, like, jazzed for this. I am super excited for this because I want to see this, okay? I saw Afterlife. Afterlife was great. It played to the fans' expectations and brought in fans, and people loved it. And this is doing the same thing, but it's doing more than that. It's bringing the new people in with the help of the old people. Instead of having the ghosts kill off all the Ghostbusters, like they did with Star Wars, where they killed off Han, they killed off Leia, which I will give them a pass on that because Carrie Fisher died. But they made Mark Hamill out to be something else entirely. They're using the old characters to bring in the new characters. Okay? That's how it should be. And, like, yeah. This is how they should do it. They should play to the fans because the fans are going to be the ones that brings in everyone else. So, yeah, I'm totally jazzed for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Am I hyped? No. Okay? Because this could be another bait and switch, you know? How many times have we been baited and switched and it turns out to be garbage? Okay? But I don't think that's what's happening here. I think that Afterlife worked, and they want to continue going on with Frozen Empire. Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't say I'm hyped for Frozen Empire, but I'm very interested to see it. Now, I'm going to take a look at the international trailer, which dropped as I'm literally recording this. It dropped, and I'm going to show that one next week. Okay, because I'm really interested to see all the news that's going to come out about Frozen Empire. Okay. I didn't see a lot of the woke nonsense that you really usually see in Frozen in movies nowadays. Okay, I liked what I saw. Okay, it really got me hyped. But I wouldn't say I'm. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not hyped. Okay, because I don't want to get my hopes up. Okay, but I am very interested to see this. But yeah, that was Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. It's coming out on March 22nd. Next week, I'll show you the international trailer because as I'm recording this, it literally dropped. But yeah, like Frozen Empire is coming out March 22nd. It's going to have all the original Ghostbusters except for Egon Spengler because he actually really did die a couple of years ago. But yeah, this is based off Afterlife, which is a sequel to the 1980s show movies, not the 2016 stuff. And I'm just loving this. Okay, this is playing to my expectations, and that's what I want. Okay, all right, and it's actually doing something great with the original characters. Is the original characters are kind of shepherding in these new characters. Okay, so yeah, like I'm totally jazzed for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and I'm gonna wait to see more trailers before I truly get hyped for this. So let's get on with our anime news now. And we got some news out of Demon Slayer. Now, if you remember where Demon Slayer left off, it left off at the end of the Swordsmith arc, where basically he had saved the Swordsmith area where they make all the swords for all the Hashira, all the Demon Slayers, all that, okay? And also his sister had basically overcome the sun. You know, she was transformed into a demon, okay? And one of failings of a demon was the fact that they could not be in direct sunlight. Well, she had somehow overcome that. Okay. And that's where we left off on Demon Slayer. Well, now we're getting another movie. And this is coming from Screen Rant. And first off, the movie is going to take place in between the Hashira training movie, which will combine the finale from the Swordsmith Village arc, which is what we saw, and the final episode and the first episode of the Hashira training arc. And the movie will be released in theaters worldwide beginning February 2024, with an American release date of February 23rd, with special events being held in select cities. And it says here that the fourth season of Demon Slayer will be available to stream on Crunchyroll during the spring of 2024. Okay, so basically the movie is going to combine the last part of the Swordsmith arc with the first episode of the Hashira training arc. So I guess it's basically supposed to act as kind of a bridge to both of those, okay? And it's going to be coming out on February 23rd, which I think is very interesting. There's a lot of stuff coming out in February. So as I said earlier, there will be like a world tour, across the world to get hype going for not only the movie that's coming out, but also for the Hashira training arc that's coming out as well. So we've got Hong Kong on February 25th. We've got, let me go all the way back up here. It says we got Tokyo on the February the 2nd and the 3rd. In New York on February 10th. Seoul, South Korea on February the 11th. And I'm not saying the guest names because I will butcher them 6 way from Sunday. Okay. Mexico City on February the 17th. Singapore on the 17th. On February 18th, we're in Jakarta. February 24th, we'll be in Paris and Taipei. And on February 25th, we'll be in London and Hong Kong. So they are really getting the hype train going for not only the movie, but also for the series that's going to come out in the spring. And they're really getting that hype train going. They're getting everyone's excited for what's coming up. I'm probably going to rewatch the Swordsmith arc just so I'm all caught up to when spring comes around. And spring usually starts around March. That's when the spring anime come out, around March. So I'm expecting it either to be just before, March or a little after March starts. But yeah, we've got a new Demon Slayer movie coming out on February 23rd. We got a new arc coming out this spring. It's all good in the land of Demon Slayer. So to kind of close out our anime news, we got news of another anime series that's being in production now, and it is Rising of the Shield Hero. Now, this is coming from comicbook.com, and Rising of the Shield Hero Season 4 is now in production. Now, in case you don't remember where we left off with Rising of the Shield Hero, in Season 3, they had defeated the World Turtle. Raftalia had become a hero. Okay, she wasn't a cardinal hero like the spear hero or the sword hero or so forth, but she had become a hero now. She was no longer Naofumi's slave, but she was still sticking with him, okay? Naofumi had started his village and had begun training people to fight the Phoenix, which is coming. And Melty was still doing her nonsense, okay? Every single hero except Naofumi, well, not even really that. She burned Naofumi the most. But all the other heroes she had burned in one way or another, okay? They had found the spear hero. They had found the sword hero. And at the very end, they found the bow hero, okay? And they had brought them all back to the village after Melty had basically robbed them, used them, and tossed them away, okay? And, out of all the villains in anime, okay, out of literally all the villains in anime, she ranks number 2. The Major in anime ranks number 1 for me. When it comes to anime, the Major from Hellsing Ultimate, he ranks number 1 because he's just out there crazy, okay? But Melty is a totally another demon in her own right, okay? What she did to Naofumi, holy crap, dude. I mean, that set the internet on fire, what she did. That caused a lot of controversy. But just the fact that she did it and what happened to her, okay, if it wasn't for Naofumi, she would have been killed. But instead, she honestly got something worse than death, okay? She got her name changed to, I can't say names on YouTube. But yeah, like, she's still pulling her nonsense. She's still pulling the strings of all the heroes. You would think by now, at least the spear hero, okay? At least the spear hero would have learned not to trust this woman. But still, they still fall in with her, and they still get burned by her. And I still think there's something coming in season 4, okay? And I have not read the manga, so I don't know what's going on with the manga. But in the anime, she's plotting something, okay? And I honestly don't understand why Naofumi didn't kill her, okay? I really don't understand it. But anyway, they have announced that it is returning for season 4. When we last left off, and here's the new graphic for it. It says Rise of the Serial Hero Season 4. And when we last left off, they were getting ready for the arrival of the Phoenix. Now, if you remember in Season 3, they had to deal with the World Turtle. Well, no, that was Season 2. Yeah. Season 2 was the World Turtle. Season 3 was him trying to find all the heroes after what happened with the World Turtle. So, yeah, that's basically what happened. Okay, Season 3 was him trying to find the spear hero, the bow hero, and the sword hero, and basically trying to get all the heroes back in preparation for the Phoenix. Okay? And that's what he's been doing. He's been freeing slaves. He's been training them to fight the Phoenix. He's been training people to fight the Phoenix. And he's basically been fixing the mistakes of all the other heroes. Okay? And really helping all the other heroes when they wouldn't give him a time of day when all those accusations were made against him. Now, there is no release date. I don't think it'll come out this year. If at most, it might come out early next year. But I think that, yeah, it's probably going to come out early next year. But this here is the first graphic for Rise of the Shield Hero Season 4. It is in production now. I expect it to come out early next year or at latest spring next year. That's when I would expect it, really, spring of next year. But, yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next because, all the anime I usually watch are kind of on hiatus. We've got My Hero on break. We've got Demon Slayer on break. We've got Black Clover on a really long break. I wish its break would hurry up and end. I mean, we had the Black Clover movie, but that's neither here nor there. I miss watching the series. We have Rise of the Serial Hero on break. So while the break is good, I'll be glad when all my anime come back on because I really miss watching anime because if I'm going to be honest with you, okay, if I'm really going to be honest with you, most anime nowadays actually tops what is being done in America in live action TV shows. Okay, I mean, I sometimes get more enjoyment, and I ain't every show. Okay, there are shows I really like the Chicago shows, like Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, Chicago PD, The Equalizer, over on CBS. Law and Order SVU, but a lot of those shows, okay, are great. Those shows are great, at least in my book. But it just seems like the majority of shows I see over here, I don't get as much enjoyment as I do watching anime. Okay? I can literally sit down and watch Robotech, which came out way back when, okay? Like in the 90s, when I was going to high school, and get the same enjoyment I do now as I did then, okay? And actually, it'd be more enjoyment than watching anything on TV in America. Okay? So that's just the way I feel. So I'll be so glad when new episodes of my favorite anime come out. Okay? But yeah, having a break every now and then allows you to catch up on old anime, allows you to rediscover new anime. I mean, rediscover these, old classics, and all that stuff. But yeah, I'll be glad when my anime come back. I miss Black Clover. I miss Rise of the Shield Hero. I miss Demon Slayer. I miss My Hero Academia. I miss them all, and I'll be glad when new episodes of them come back out. So that was your Geek Report for the week of January 22nd through the 29th, 2024. To kind of go back over what we talked about, we talked about the Bad Batch dropping a trailer for its final season. We talked about the fact that Foggy Nelson and Karen Page are back on set of Daredevil Born Again, and these are being played by the same people who played them in the Netflix series. We got a new trailer for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire that we talked about. And over in anime news, we got news about Demon Slayer getting a movie release date as well as a world tour. And we also got news that Rise of the Shield Hero Season 4 is in production. I hope you all are doing safe. I hope you all are doing healthy, doing well. Check out my other video sites for more videos. I will see y'all in the next video and in the next stream. Laters.